Let me give you a piece of advice. Never give anyone a piece of advice. Let me repeat that. Never give anyone a piece of advice. Hi, I'm Gary, and we're going to go under the hood today to look at what happens when an employee comes to the supervisor and wants some advice. You know, the kind of advice like, should I go back to night school and finish my degree? Or should I put my name in for that lateral transfer in the department that's been posted in HR? Or how do you think I should handle that situation that I've got going with Helen? People will come to you because they see you as the authority or an authority. You're in a position of authority. You're the boss, the supervisor, the manager, the team leader. And because of that, people associate you with knowing stuff. And so because they think you know stuff, they think you might be able to tell them what they should do when they have questions about stuff. That makes sense? So they come to you for advice, hoping for a quick solution to whatever's on their mind. Why not offer it? Well, there's at least 3 things that can go wrong if you offer advice. First of all, if you offer them advice and it goes badly, who do you think is going to get the blame for that advice? You are. And secondly, if you offer them the advice and they don't take it, who's going to be sitting in his chair wondering, well, why did I bother to give them the advice in the first place? You are. And thirdly, if you give them advice, you teach them to come to you over and over and over when they feel stuck. You're not teaching them how to solve the problem. You're teaching them that you have the answer. Don't give them your advice. So when someone comes to you for advice, what should you do? Well, the very first thing you should do is simply stifle yourself. Resist any urge you might have to respond by saying something like, I know just what you should do, or here's the way to handle that. That's not what you want to do. Instead, you want to help them explore their options. You want to help them get better problem-solving muscles and skills through some coaching from you. In fact, when an employee comes to you asking for advice, that's actually what I would call a coachable moment. What do I mean by that? Well, you can use that time together to help them learn how to sort stuff out on their own and get to a solution that'll work for them rather than leaning on you to do that for them. So when they say, how should I handle this or what should I do about that? Ask them some questions to help them explore the answer. Ask them, what would happen if you did this? Or what would happen if you did that? What would be the most likely thing that could happen? What's the least likely thing that would happen? And let me share with you one of the coolest questions of all that you can ask somebody when they come to you for advice. You simply say to them, if you knew the answer to the question, what would it be? Now you're going to be surprised, maybe even shocked at how often somebody will say, well, if I knew the answer, it would be, and they'll tell you the answer. And that's because most of the time, they have the answer. They just don't want to acknowledge it or embrace it or accept it or act on it. They're waiting for something from you to validate that. So a powerful, powerful question is to simply say, if you knew the answer, what would it be? All right, so the next time someone comes to you for advice, here's what you do. First of all, bite your lip or pull on your ear or do whatever it takes to remind yourself not to talk about your solution, not to give the advice. Do whatever that takes. And then remember to stay neutral and then help them sort it out one way or another through good probing questions from you that they perhaps haven't thought about. What you want to do is help them through to find their own path. You don't want to be using this time so you can feel wise and smart and intelligent and experienced and so forth. That's not what this time is for. It's for them to figure out how to sort it out and find the path that works for them. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.